so thank you for being here. All right, so the number one thing I would say is just people fighting for their limitations. And I got that from Abraham Hicks. So these are people that always have an excuse or whatever. That kind of goes into number two, but they don't have the ability to see abundance versus scarcity. So everything that they see in the world is something wrong with it, okay? And you're never going to get out of that situation that you're in or have the life that you want if you don't see the endless possibilities. I mean, to me, there's just no reason for that. And so you have to learn how to say affirmations. The thing is, you have to change your mindset in order to change anything else. And once you've been doing something for so long, a lot of people are just stuck there. But you can use affirmations to help you, slowly get into a process of seeing things like, I am above and not beneath. I am the head and not the tail. I can transform my life. I deserve to have the things that I want. And this is something, it's a process. It takes time, but you at least got to get started. But fighting for your limitations is guaranteed to always limit you in your life. So that's number one. Number two, I notice, and this just gets on my nerves, it's a whole bunch of people whining and crying and not taking accountability for their own poor choices, okay? You can't continue to blame your mama, your daddy, men, women, society, blacks, whites, orange, whoever you want. You can't continue to do that and think that your life is actually going to change. It's not. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Your life is going to continue to suck and nobody's going to want to be around you. Nobody with sense anyway. So that's number two. Something that I learned, I heard this a long time ago. People choose their own lives. It's only the successful people that admit it. So you got to make some changes. And that's all there is to it. Just admit that you screwed up, admit that you could have done something differently, and then figure out how to move forward past that and not repeat those same mistakes. But you can't do that if you don't ever take accountability. All right, so number three. Ooh, this is a big one. You've got to change your environment, okay? I went through this myself. I've seen so many people when I was living, in the rougher neighborhoods or whatever. It was like there was just this sense of it's always been this way, it's always going to be this way. And a lot of times, people wonder why their lives suck because it's like if you were to ask, for instance, for like $20 from somebody, okay, you could be in a room full of people and you need $20 for something, unless it's almost a life-threatening emergency. People will act like $20 is literally going to hurt them, okay, like they feel pain just to hand over $20. All right, you want to be around people where $20 is like, here, it's a drop in the bucket. You don't even have to pay it back. But when you're in these types of environments where everybody is in survival mode, it gives you a sense of just endless worry. You're always worried. It breeds a lot of, crime. Poverty breeds crime. I don't care what nobody said. And they said that money, the love of money is the root of all evil. Okay, maybe, but I sure know that the lack of money is the root of all evil. I know that for a fact. So you want to make sure that you're around people that are able to uplift you instead of pulling you down. Because a lot of times in these environments, nobody wants to see you do better than them because that's a reflection of them not getting themselves together. They can't make any more excuses if they see you climbing out of the same environment they're in. So a lot of times it's the environment that's holding a lot of people back. And I know that you can't change it, right away. It's going to take time, but at least be making the steps. And when you do make these steps, keep it to yourself. Don't tell anyone. Because I guarantee you, 9 times out of 10, people will act like they're happy for you, but deep down inside, they're not. They don't want you to do better than them. So that's number three, is the environment. Number four, people spend their money on the dumbest stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to have a shopping fetish myself, okay? And so I remember there was times where I would spend hundreds of dollars on shopping and everything, and then I had to look back, and then like months down the road, if something were to happen or whatever, I'm like, dang, I'm thinking back like I shouldn't have bought this and that, or like, it's too late to take that back. You feel me? So another thing about this, especially, I notice people in poverty or in some of the worst neighborhoods, that's part of the reason why they're in poverty, because they don't spend their money wisely. They don't have good financial literacy. And a lot of people will live in lower income neighborhoods just so they can flex. It doesn't make sense to, I'm not talking down on anybody, but it doesn't make sense to live in certain housing, facilities or whatever, and then be driving like a 2023 Benz or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense for people to be wearing $200-300 Jordans and stuff when your rent is $35-45 a month. What are you thinking? And a lot of times people don't even want to pay that. Or it's like they can get themselves out of situations, but they don't want to. So I realized this when I was working at Liberty Tax. There would be girls or whatever around tax time, and they'd be getting like six, seven, $8,000 back from the tax refund. But instead of them moving out of the projects or whatever, they're just like, oh, I'm going to buy this, or oh, I'm about to do this and that. And I'm like, girl, are you crazy? The first thing I'd be doing is getting up out of there. But that's just me, because I see things differently. And so once you have that kind of mindset, it's hard to really transform that. It takes time. But what I'm trying to get is people spend their money in dumb situations on dumb stuff. All right, so that's number 4. Number 5 is the lack of education or not taking advantage of, the different programs, and basically just not taking their academics seriously. I mean, there's a lot of people that go to school or whatever and stuff, but while they're in school, they're clowning around. They're cutting, they're not paying attention, things like that. And the thing is, what people don't understand is, okay, you might not need everything that you learned in school, but when you get that paperwork, when you take your academics more seriously, you are able to show that you have the knowledge, and therefore you can just follow the basics. You understand what I'm saying? You don't even have to be the best student, but at least know enough to be able to get out of school and get a decent job. Take your education seriously. If you need to learn certain things, you don't even have to go back to school. There's plenty of YouTube videos, but your education is going to open doors for you that other people are not going to be able to get into. And especially, if you're coming from like minority backgrounds and everything, we already know that these people have to work even harder. So you have to take that seriously. And that's why so many people are going back to school. And people always laugh and talk about, oh, you're gaining all this debt. Okay, well, then don't go back to school. Get online, do some little courses or something. But your education, you have to deposit. Your brain is like a bank, right? So you have to make deposits. You have to always be on a mission for self-improvement. The more you deposit into your mind's bank, when it's time to make a withdrawal, you'll be able to do that. So the things that you learn and that you're taking in, you can withdraw that and turn that into money once you get into like business situations and things like that, if that makes any sense. All right, so that was number 5, okay? The lack of education. Your education is important. You're going to be hopefully alive for a long time. No matter how long you live, you're always supposed to be learning and at least being open to learning new things that'll help you. Number 6. Ooh, this is a big one, y'all. Sexual promiscuity, or just having sex all the time. It's like, if you're broke, you don't need to be humping. Okay, you can't afford to be humping. You don't have the means to properly support a child that would come out of that. Okay, you don't have the means to even, I hate to say it, but terminate the pregnancy if you chose to do that. You don't have the basics to take care of yourself. Basically, people don't even have enough money to take care of themselves. That's why you'll hear, I see this all the time, dudes talking about, oh yeah, if you're in a bar, don't buy a chick a drink. It dudes is crying and complaining over $7 to $8 drinks, okay? But you want to go lay up with this fool? Like, what's wrong with you? People got to take accountability. You don't need to be having sex. You need to be transmuting all that energy into building yourself up. Okay, instead of humping, maybe you need to be sitting up here writing out some ways to have a better life, or some things that you're going to do to change the life of your children and family and things like that. Just transmute that energy into something that's going to actually give you a tangible outcome, something that you can use besides more problems for yourself. Okay, and that's for men and women. So I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all. Okay, so number 7 is doing too much for other people. Y'all, I was guilty of this so bad, all right? You're draining your resources, your financial resources, your knowledge, things like that, but mostly your finances. So I've had people, my loved ones, okay, this goes for kids, your significant other, your parents, things like that. But I've had people call me in a crisis that it could have been avoided if they had just listened. And so I've given people so much money. I'm talking about thousands. I've put things in my name for other people, and I went above and beyond. And when I tell you they screwed me over so bad, it was horrible. Okay, I mean, to the point that I could have lost everything. I'm talking to the point that I'm still paying off other people's debts as we speak, because I'm trying to help them, or I'm trying to be a good person or whatever. Or, I don't know if I was looking for validation or what, but I'm doing all this for these people. And then at the end of the day, I couldn't even get a birthday card from some of these people. Okay, or they will give you the very least for everything that you've done for them, and they don't have to give it back to you. So you have to understand that when you do too much for people financially, not only are you giving them crutches to always depend on you, because as soon as they need some money, sometimes these people do things like this. They will actually put you into their expenses. They'll actually put you into helping them pay their rent. They're like, okay, well, my rent is $780. I know I can ask this woman for $100 and she'll give it to me. They'll even be writing you out in their bills. Well, not their bills, but where extra money is going to come from, because you've made them dependent on you now. So you got to get out of that. I don't let people borrow money. I had somebody call me yesterday asking me, can I put something in my name? Hell no. None of that. All right. I would rather give you some money. I don't let people borrow money. I give people money because I can afford to do that. And I don't want to sit up here every 5 seconds. Do you have my money? I don't want to see you going shopping, buying all kind of stuff or whatever with my hard-earned money or whatever, knowing that you owe me this much. No, I'll have a little what's the word? Maybe a little allotment to the side or something, like a little account or whatever, where I can afford to spare. This will be some whatever money, okay? Maybe some play money or something. And I might take something out of that. But even then, I have a limit of what I'm willing to give somebody. But yeah, get out of that habit of trying to put your cape on and save everybody from their situations, especially financially, because all they're going to do is see you as a bottomless pit. I talked about this before. They don't even see you as a human anymore. You're like a walking bank to them. So just no. Just don't even do it. All right, so hey, these were 7 things. What's the name of this video? These were 7 things that hold people back in life. If you could come up with a few more, feel free to put these in the comments. Just make sure that, if you're getting any value out of these videos. It takes a lot of time for me to do what I'm doing. I have to go back and, close caption them. Sometimes I'm up till 4 or 5 in the morning trying to come up with different things that I feel like my viewers would appreciate. But yeah, if you're feeling the content, make sure that you subscribe. Also, check out Real Life Home Revealed for a cappella versions of different songs. Okay, bye for now.